What is up everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play of Minecraft with all the mods 3 installed. This is the first episode. We just spawned. Looks like we got ourselves a nice little desert and a nice flat area to build on right away, with a village in the background. So, first things first, we're going to run over and get everything we can from the village, I guess, starting with food. Got ourselves an actually additions building here. Pity we can't steal any of the machines. Got some immersive engineering. I'll leave most of this here for now, but I will take the hammer. Got ourselves a pasture with lots of barley. That'll come in handy if we ever need food. Which, well, we got the village farms for that. We should be fine for a while. Okay, now that we got ourselves a little bit of food, we've raided the village for, well, most of their crops and a tool. I've also picked up some canola. We're going to use that as a power source eventually. Just wanted to make sure I had some. And now we're going to get into the usual stuff. We're going to punch some trees, get some wood. Okay, now that we got ourselves quite a bit of wood from one tree, 22 pieces. I'm going to go set up our first little hobbit hole and a basic mine. Gonna start getting some resources. We're gonna start working towards a basic power source before the end of the episode. So I'm gonna set up right here into the end of this hill for the desert. So I'm just going right here. So unfortunately, while digging out our little hobbit hole here, didn't find any coal. And we need torches as it starts to get dark outside. So we're going to resort to the good old method of charcoal. And while we wait on that, I'm going to just continue digging down to where our mine's going to be. And we'll get ourselves some basic tools going. So shovel, axe, and a sword. Okay, so what we've got ourselves all up is a basic tool set with a spare pickaxe and a little hobbit hole delivered. And now it's time to do exactly what's in the name, bit of Minecraft. So I'm going to dig down a mine, and we've struck a little bit of copper straight off the bat. It's going to come very useful. So one thing to remember with most modern mods for Minecraft is that they've added variable height spawning for most of their ores. This means that you might find more of one ore further up and less of it further down. A good one would be Applied Energistics Certus Quartz. You tend to find more of it around layer 40 and less of it down where you'd find diamonds. Being lucky, found a vein of osmium and followed up by some iron. Just going to set up my first level of branch mines here. So this is where I can find copper, or in this case a bit more coal, so we get another source of fuel and light. So guys, as you can see, I've dug a mine shaft down. I've got a couple of different levels going. So I've got one right here at 50, one at 35, and one at 12. That's how we're going to do most of our mining. On the way down, we encountered some ores that I need something better than stone for. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of coal and 3 iron. Turn the coal into tiny coal and smelt the iron. And if it's daylight outside, which it is, we're going to get ourselves some more wood. Righto, got ourselves some wood, nearly a full stack. Also picked up a couple of eggs, I'll save those for later. And as you can see, we've got a fountain right here made out of marble. And normally, under one of these pillars, there's a chest. And there it is right there. So we've got a diamond, glowstone, aquamarine, and a bone. Just put that back so it's complete. And I don't think there's any others. I believe it's just one per fountain. And our iron should be done smelting by now as well. And before we go any further, I'm just going to go and get some more mining done so that we've got a few more resources and what we need to get started with basic energy supply. Alright guys, I'm back from doing some mining. As you can see, I've set myself up with some more chests, so we've got some basic storage going. Got all our ores and minerals up here, stone and dirt over here, plant stuff, and a miscellaneous drawer. I've also put stairs in my mine so it's easier to get up and down. And now that we've got some resources, we're going to start on some power generation. So we're going to start off with a very efficient generator to start off with. Doesn't produce much power, but very efficient on fuel. We're going to use the survival generator. In order to create this, we're going to need 2 redstone, an iron ingot, 5 cobblestone, and a furnace. So let's get that together. Start off with the iron. $13 cobblestone all up. And our redstone. And I've dug out a little area here for us to start putting some early machines. So I'll just put it here and we'll grab some coal. I'm going to turn some of this coal into coal blocks. We don't need everything to be just coal pieces, and we can always turn it back if I need it. So in this generator, we've got an upgrade slot, a redstone status, so this is going to be always on, so the generator is always working, a fuel slot, and power storage. So in here, if we place a piece of coal, it will generate 80 RF, but as you can see, it will only generate at 5 RF per tick. A block of coal will generate 800,000 RF and will only do it at 5 RF per tick again. Very low power generation, but very high fuel efficiency. But the other problem, as you can see, this generates 80,000 RF for a normal piece of coal and it only holds 10,000 RF. That means we need to find somewhere to store the power or use it as we create it. To do that, we are going to use a capacitor from Ender.io. So here's our capacitor bank. So we need 4 iron, a redstone block, and a basic capacitor. A basic capacitor is 2 grains of infinity, 4 gold nuggets, and a copper ingot. Now to get the grains of infinity, you need to light bedrock on fire. So I have an extra iron and we've got a flint. So I've got a flint and steel and I'll meet you down the bottom at bedrock level. Righto, here we are at bedrock. So I need a minimum of 8 pieces to create the capacitor bank. And we have a 50% chance per bedrock to get a piece. So what I'm going to do is just light a bunch of bedrock on fire. And there we are, managed to get myself 14 grains of infinity. Just a few more than what I needed. Now, all up as well, we're going to need 2 gold ingots to make the nuggets, 4 copper ore, and 9 redstone. So I'll start off with getting the gold going, and I'll get some more tiny charcoal. And we need 4 more iron. And then we have a basic capacitor bank. So I'm just going to place that down. And that stores it stores 1 million UI. However, this converts for a 1-to-1 RF, so therefore it stores 1 million RF. So if I get myself a coal block, which is 800,000 RF, this generator will burn up that coal block and this capacitor will store all of that. And one more thing before we go, because this is such a slow generator, we want it to be generating all the time, even when we're down mining. So what we can do is open the inventory. Over on the left, there's a claim chunks button. And what I'm going to do is claim the 9 chunks around where I am. And then I'm going to press and hold the shift key and we're going to chunk load them. And that's where we'll leave this episode. Next time when we come back, we'll get some basic ore doubling going and we'll see where the rest of the episode takes us. See you next time.